Moose is not typically native to the slower lower here in Delaware, but they've made the trek down from suburban Montreal, Canada for the Senior League Softball World Series. Pool play continues between the Canadians and the Michigan team representing the Central Regional as defending Senior League champions. 10 teams making their way to pool play. There are 2 pools with the top 4 advancing from each side to a single elimination bracket. Little League is the most popular name. It is the overriding organization, but Senior League, 13 to 16-year-olds. We're talking about a lot of athletes with potential college commitments and decisions in their near futures. And Canada and the team from Michigan in the Central, the 2 teams that have done it best in Pool B so far, both undefeated, both scoring a ton of runs. That Michigan team from the Central region, 26-6, outscoring opponents over the first 2 games. Alongside the former 2-time SEC champion, Riley West, my name is Joel Godet. Glad to have you along with us for a couple of games here on a Wednesday evening. The Canadians doing it themselves, 18-6. They've outscored their opposition. What's been the key to success?
Yeah, they've been putting runs up on the board as well as their pitchers have been holding it down in the circle. Both these teams, it feels like a little bit of a playoff match already, with both of them competing for potentially that first spot in their bracket.
Zach Orr is the manager of the defending champions. They beat Canada head-to-head last year in run rule fashion, although much different looking teams. Starting pitcher Ali Tanguay Malcolmbert gets the start. Her favorite team, the Utah Talons from AUSL.
And that's very fitting because the Talons have a very heavy pitching staff. Megan Faramo, Jordina Clark, Montana Fouts. Tanguay Malcolmbert is going to pitch curveball on both sides of the plate, can really be accurate with them.
Her first appearance of the tournament, and you'll love to see that. A first pitch strike to Reagan Allen, the center fielder who doubled and scored a couple of runs yesterday for the Michigan team. Starter 0-2. Ryan Yamagata is our home plate umpire. Allen is one of the youngest players on this team, began the season at just 14. Ground ball should be easy at third for Fatusi. Then there's one away.
I like that sequence to start by Malcolmbert. Starting early, getting ahead with 2 strikes, 2 curveballs, then going really inside. Good job by Allen to keep her hands inside, but a ground ball for Fatusi.
You see the defense behind Tanguay Malcolmbert. Her trusted catcher, Kellyanne Ashe. Cassandra Turmel is the ace pitcher for this Canadian team. She went 7 against the Southeastern team, gave up 2 hits, struck out 11. So see what Tanguay Malcolmbert can get you here. And she can get Ali Rather. Little nick over to first base and the first runner aboard.
Yeah, that pitch was similar to the one that she got out Allen, the first batter on the inside corner. This one just slips out of her hand a little bit early. But Joel, I want to go back to your point of their usual starter not starting today. They're relying on Malcolmbert, and we talked to their staff coming in, and they know both of these teams are in a position for that first place spot, and they're both kind of playing it different ways. So Zach Orr from Michigan, he said, we want to get that win. We know that we have the talent to do so. We want to get that #1 spot. And Canada, they told us that we know we're gonna have to save arms for the entire tournament. And so they're looking ahead as well. So just 2 different strategies. I like them both. I think they're both very smart, especially saving some innings on your pitcher's arms.
Addie Freeman, the batter, had a couple knocked in yesterday on a 1-for-3 afternoon. Jumps ahead in the count. What are you looking for if you're Malcolmbert to come in as a quote-unquote relief arm, right? Like you're spelling the top of the rotation, but this is still your chance to shine.
Yeah, you have to come in really just, it sounds cliche, but take 1 pitch at a time. If you look too far ahead, and especially at the statistics of this Michigan lineup and how many runs they're able to score, it can kind of make the moment feel bigger. So just like she did to the first batter, Allen attacking early, that's what she needs to think about.
2-2 right through her, gets the out at second, had a chance at 2, but we'll still have a runner at first with 2 down.
And the hustle from Alexia Gagliona, the shortstop, not giving up on this play when it was hit back to Malcolmbert, and just being right on top of it, getting the lead out, taking it herself. It was important she took it herself. If she tried to toss it to Leonard, it could have been a really close play.
First team All-State shortstop now in Michigan, Hannah Johnson. Really open stance. Swinging away on that first offering. This is an aggressive Michigan team. And that was the thing that Zach Orr told us as well. If you get a great first pitch, go after it. What's that like as a pitcher when you have that kind of aggressive offense staring at you?
It can be really intimidating. That is a tough position to be in when they're going for the better pitches. Early in the count, pitchers want to get ahead, and then later they want to use their strikeout pitches, their pitcher's pitches. So if you know a team is swinging early, you might have to go to your strikeout pitches a little bit earlier.
That's foul. Ahead in the count, 1-2. The other thing it can do for you if you're Malcolm, you know you're probably going to be ahead in the count if they're going to attack aggressively. So can it almost be to your benefit if you're smart?
Absolutely, and with the spin of Malcolm where she's able to do curve on both sides of the plate, you can see the spin from up here. If they swing and get foul balls, you are ahead of the count very quickly, like she has been multiple times this inning.
1-2 on the ground, left side, and that's a base hit. First one of the afternoon for Central. And there are 2 aboard, so despite what has felt like a really good inning, it's still a threat for Central with 2 on.
And look at how she's able to clear her hips on this ball. That curve is a backdoor, so it's going to start tight and then work back towards the plate. And like you said, started as a really good inning. It's still a good inning. You have to expect that this Michigan team is going to hit the ball. It's being able to limit the hits back to back.
Elena Trotter's the right fielder. And it's another first pitch strike. We are 5 batters in, and Tanguy Malcolm has thrown 4 balls. Two on, 2 out. Should be easy in center, and Martel puts it away. So Canada gets out of some early trouble. Fairly clean inning for Tanguy Malcolm. Scoreless, bottom 1. Canada manager Francois Martel with a lineup that's produced so far 18 runs in 2 games, and Julia Collard is a first baseman at the plate. She has delivered this week.
Absolutely. Even yesterday, 3 RBIs, just putting up some runs. And what more do you want from your number 4 batter than to score the runs that get on before her?
Canada has had 2 massive innings. Almost all of their runs have come in 2 innings. And if they can put a crooked number up on Addison Taylor, they're in good shape. The question is, can you put a crooked number up or any number up on Addie Taylor?
Yeah, Addie Taylor, Michigan's ace all around. Zach Orr said when she's on, the team is on. When she goes, the team goes. She's just an all-around leader. She calls her own game, which I find that fascinating. She tells her catcher where she wants to throw it, and she can throw it just about anywhere. Curve, screw, rise, drop, change. It's a full arsenal of pitches.
How unique is that at this age?
To be able to call your own game or to have that many pitches. Both are unique to answer your question.
I was going to say yes. Yeah. And just misses to start us off against Kellyanne Ashe.
I believe the first base umpire just said that that was an illegal pitch. So although ball, we saw yesterday Addie Taylor get called for an illegal pitch. Didn't get confirmation on exactly what was illegal about it. The umpire didn't go up to her. But you wonder now, if there's no conversation, maybe she's been warned before about something, and they're just telling her that it happened in game.
Able to bounce right back. All over the zone. Now 1-1. And falls behind here. Infield is playing very tight behind Taylor. So anticipating that Ashe maybe uses a little bit of speed here. Canada is a very pesky base running team. Checks and takes a strike.
Yeah, 11 stolen bases in their first 2 games. When they get on, they're going to make something happen. And I love aggressive base running. It puts pressure on the defense and speeds them up.
2-2. And the count runs full. Canada has gotten runners on in the first inning in each of its first 2 games. That aggression goes both ways because it has stolen bases. It's also run into some outs, which is why it hasn't scored as many runs as maybe you would hope in the first inning. And it's got the leadoff runner aboard. Ashe takes the walk.
Just a really good at-bat by Ashe against Addie Taylor. We talked about how good Addie Taylor has been, and so for Ashe to be able to see 5 pitches and get a walk, 6 pitches and produce a walk, that gave her team behind her a lot of information about what Addie Taylor can throw.
Now Catherine Martell, a couple of bunt singles already on her ledger. We'll see how aggressive and creative Canada gets here. And she was ready to square. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Riley, when you talk about teams being aggressive, there's a couple of different ways to do that. For the team from Central, they swing early. For the team from Canada, it's the creativity and it's the patience. There's an interesting balance.
Yeah, I was an aggressive hitter.
Runner went, stopped, and is still safe, and Ashe steals second.
And Canada, to that point, being a little bit more patient, taking what the game gives them. This pitch down in the zone. Ashe recognizes it, keeps her hips going towards second, makes for a tough play, and then because Martell, the batter, was patient, took that pitch, sets her runner up to be in scoring position early in this game.
2-0. Bunted right back. Looked like it was off the inside of Freeman's leg.
And let me tell you, those balls hurt. And especially because it came right off the bat. That thigh area, it stings. I've caught a lot during my career, and sometimes it feels like your leg goes dead a little bit. You do have to walk it off like Freeman is doing, but it doesn't feel good. Catchers are selfless, though, behind the plate, literally putting their body on the line to keep balls in front and support their pitcher.
All right, well, she plays for the team from Michigan, but the Canadians are in this, so she's a hockey player. Back to it. 2-1 to Martell. And again showing bunt, the small ball on early and often, and Taylor surprisingly behind in counts.
Yeah, just having a harder time finding the zone, missing down to both of these batters. Just got to bring it up just a little bit, but good job by Canada tonight, not bite at that part of the zone.
Count full, 3-2. This is Addie Taylor's 3rd appearance in 3 games for Central. Now, she didn't go all 7. She actually came on in relief for one of those appearances, but she has pitched in all 3 days. Payoff. On the ground. Got the runner over. And Ashe is over at 3rd with only 1 down.
Martell wanted to bunt throughout this at-bat, got to a 3-2 count, keeps the front shoulder closed just enough to hit this ball more up the middle. And great base running by Ashe. The rule of thumb when you're at second base is at you or behind you, you take off and go. So that ball, when she let off, was right at her. No hesitation. Now it doesn't take a base hit to score her from 3rd. It's a lot different than second.
Laurel Stupont, 3 RBI yesterday, right back to the pitcher, and just like that, Michigan is out of the jam.
And Addie Taylor is absolutely fired up, as she should be, because this was quick reflexes, Hard hit up the middle, immediately flips her hips, gets the out at first. Now let's see if Michigan can put up a run.
Well, the Central team for Michigan using the long ball, 26 runs in 2 games.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a home run party. So throughout this tournament, there is Ayanna Jackson, 2 home runs yesterday. Not in the lineup today, but Addie Taylor also wanted to get in on the action. She's the pitcher in the circle, as well can hit bombs. Just 1 through 9, able to put up a ton of runs. Ella Stevenson, home run. Just who is not hitting home runs for this team should be the question. There's competition to get into this lineup every single game. You talked about it, Ayanna Jackson, probably their hottest hitter right now. 3 home runs on the tournament, not in the starting lineup tonight. That just shows the depth and how potent this offense is for Michigan.
First pitch strike to Ella Stevenson. Hit a double, not a home run, but extra bases in this tournament. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. 12 home runs in the 4 games at the regional level. The 5 yesterday, the 3 in game 1. Yesterday didn't just clear the fence, cleared the tree line in center field.
Yeah, these weren't just bombs, they were rockets being launched. We said it yesterday, we wish we could know the exact exit velocity on some of these balls.
That one's foul. That's a very 2026 statement.
Yeah, exit velocity hasn't been around very long. Just recently in this past year, I've been able to use it calling collegiate games. But it wasn't really around when I was playing. I would love to know.
Talk about the regional and the state for this Michigan team. 90-7 outscoring opponents. I have to imagine the fact that it was a clean inning in the first for Canada. You build a little confidence knowing you're staring at that behemoth.
Definitely. When you know how many runs this team puts up, and you're able to get out of innings without a score, especially for Malcolm Burr in the circle, that's got to give you some confidence that your stuff is working for you.
Her first full count. In play, right center field, long run back, and that's off the fence. Stevenson stops at second. There's long balls, there's almost long balls. They both play the same way, runner in scoring position.
Stevenson did such a great job using her rotational forces. That back hit driving this ball. It was a towering fly ball. It kept carrying out there, and I think that's how Martell, the center fielder, kind of played it. She was jogging alongside of it rather than the easier way to field that, if you could say there's an easy way, is getting to the fence, feeling it with your body, and then being able to stand under it.
Caitlin Brennan, who led the team in homers during the regional with 3 of them. The thing is, this isn't just one person that does this. This is everybody in the order. So clearly there's not just something in the water in Grand Blanc, Michigan, but there's something in the training. What do these players do at their age level that can develop power? That'll do it. Into left field. Stevenson rounds, she scores, and it's back-to-back doubles for Michigan.
What a swing for Brennan on this tight and inside pitch. Able to keep her hands inside of the ball. A little dance moves there at second base. When you hit the ball hard, it always finds the hole. Once again, using those rotational forces, but that pitch on the inside corner, good hitters keep their hands inside of every single pitch. Easily able to score Stevenson from second. Just replacing each other at second base. But Joel, to your point of being able to put up these runs, two things I think about. Zach Orr mentioned it when we talked to him earlier today, that he tells them go for it on the first pitch if it's there. So good hitters know they have to attack early. Your batting average is a lot higher in those hitters counts, 0-0, 1-0, 1-1, than it is with 2 strikes on you, because you have to have more of a protective swing. And the second part is trusting that you use your bottom half.
Ball and a strike to Harper Lowe. Ashi able to keep Brennan at second base with the pick. Sammy Wright is next, then we'll make our way through the order. One complete rotation. And an illegal pitch whistled on Tanguy Malcolmer. So 2-1. That's hammered into left. Drops for Lowe. Around third. Brennan scores with no throw, and it's 2-0. Back-to-back-to-back doubles, and the bats are alive for Michigan.
The thing about this Michigan team is they constantly make adjustments. First inning, kind of softer hit balls. This time they're letting the ball travel more into the zone, taking pitches that are left on some of the white and being able to stay through them, keeping their knocking knuckles lined up. So that means at contact point, they have one palm facing up, one palm facing down. And when that happens at contact, that's what makes a line drive happen rather than rolling over. So good adjustments from Michigan from the first inning to the second.
Well, we talked about Ayanna Jackson a bunch, and we see her. It only took 2 innings. 7 for 7 in the tournament. We'll see her use her legs here as the pinch runner.
And I don't know if I've ever been 7 for 7 in a tournament. Multiple home runs and not stayed in the starting lineup. That tells you how potent this offense is, how much they believe in each other, celebrate one another.
Now Sammy Wright. Good look on the inside corner. What was the phrase you used? Knocking knuckles?
Yeah, knocking knuckles. So the knuckles you knock on an actual door with, if those are lined up on your right and left hand when you're at contact, that pretty much guarantees you're going to hit a line drive.
And Jackson down to second. Three straight doubles here for Michigan. Or double single, excuse me. Popped up, out of play.
We asked Zach Orr about all the home runs his team has hit. He said that they really don't try and hit home runs. They're trying to hit the ball hard on the line. And this is a testament to that strategy. Hard on the line, 3 balls just hit extremely hard off the bat of this Michigan team.
The 1-2. Right back, off the glove of Malcolmer. And when it rains, it pours. She made the play, couldn't hang on to it. And they're at the corners with nobody down.
I just mentioned it, hard hit balls from Michigan. Just another one, outside corner, good spot by Malcolmer. But just the bat speed of Sammy Wright, able to make that a tough play for the pitcher. Right now for Malcolmer, when a team is this on time, you want to start mixing up your speeds, affect their timing any way possible.
And a throwaway into center field that'll allow the run to come home, so Jackson scores. The old try to trick him into throwing down to second base with a runner standing at third.
And a good decision just to try and make something happen, but Asha behind the plate, just front shoulder opened a little bit so that ball tailed, made it tough for middle infielders to be able to get a glove on it. And Joel, I said this yesterday, we hadn't seen many teams try and go after a runner on a first and third. They were kind of just allowing runners to take second. So I do like that Canada was trying to make something happen, trying to get an out. Just that one got away from Ashe.
How much of that is the inning has been a struggle? Here's a chance to get an out. Let me try to make something happen for my team, and then it unfortunately snowballs.
Yeah, it happens a lot in the game of softball where you try and make something happen, try and make up for something that previously happened. So maybe trying to get an out for your pitcher because they struggled a little bit in the circle. You try and do the extra to get an out. You got to just take what the game is giving you. I did think she had a shot if it was an accurate throw. It would have been a close play at second.
Reagan Allen's 0 for 1. Just had our first mound visit of the day. When you would catch, what would you say to your pitcher when you're having a tough inning?
It was never the obvious, because obviously pitchers want to throw strikes, they want to get outs. It was usually trying to calm the situation down.
Hit hard right to second, and another double play. One for each side on a hard hit liner.
When I say the game comes to you, let it play for you, this is what I'm talking about. Linaire in the right position. Once she gets that line drive, not rushing the throw to second baseman Alexia Gagliano. Just like that, 2 outs for this team, no base runners.
Number 18, Allie Rather.
Now Allie Rather. 1 ball and no strikes. It's one of those where Tanguy Malcolmair is looking up to the sky during the mound visit and just goes, "Dear God, it's me, Allison."
Yeah, sometimes the game feels like it's sped up so much. And that's one thing that I kind of learned throughout my career, and all players do. It's just a game. Sometimes we take it so seriously because that's how much we care about it. So that's why those mound visits are so important, just to slow it down, make the moment not feel as big as your mind might be making it feel at the time.
2-1, again hit hard and again pulled. It's the line drives to left, and it's the 3rd double of the inning, this time for Allie Rather.
I'm kind of surprised that the positioning of the outfield for Canada hasn't changed. Left fielder Baudouin is still shifted towards center field. And because of the amount of line drives to kind of the exact placement of left field, you would expect the outfield shift to be off and maybe even shade towards the line, because they are just hard off the bat to left field.
First pitch strike to Addie Freeman. This is how good this Central team is. You feel like you're getting out of it, and then here comes a Division I catcher headed to play for the Western Michigan Broncos.
Yeah, multiple commits for this Central team. A few to Wayne State. You mentioned it with batter Freeman.
Popped up. Out of play on the 28th pitch of the inning. They have 7 total college commitments on this Michigan team. And then 2 more that are too young but will get looks, Zach Orr told us. Three runs in the inning. And that hit the leg. So Freeman goes over on the 2nd hit by pitch. And the 8th batter of the inning is Hannah Johnson.
Tanguy Malcolmair still trying to challenge this Michigan team on the inside corner. It's 2 hit by pitches now, where it just slipped out of her hand a little bit early. I like that she's still trying to work that inside corner. Her curveball's her best pitch, so even though she's going in, she's working a backdoor curve. I do want to see her throw the curve on the outside corner more, maybe challenge them to go to the opposite side because of how many balls we've seen hit to left field.
We got a pinch runner at first base.
Aubrey Cresbaugh replaces number 10,
Aubrey Cresbaugh,
Addie Freeman.
one of 2 Cresbaughs on the team, will run for the catcher Freeman. High school sophomore. And again coming inside, a little bit too far inside. have to imagine that's one of the first things to go when you're struggling is the want to throw inside. So you mentioned how impressive it is that she still wants to. There's some moxie on that mound.
Yeah, I love the guts that it takes, that a team is hitting you hard and you're still throwing to a spot that they've shown that they can hit. When it's successful, she's able to roll ground balls, jam people up.
Comes back in. That last one, she did go outside, so maybe trying to get that contact to right you were talking about.
And it's also trying to be versatile with where you're throwing on the plate. So maybe your inside's your better curveball, but you got to change the timing of the batter by going to different locations. Because outside to a batter naturally feels slower than inside, because you have to let it travel longer to be able to hit it the opposite way. So just because she's going to both sides doesn't have to always be for a strike.
2 on, 2 out. 3 on, 2 out. That's the first walk for Tanguy Malcolmer. And Elena Trotter, who was the hero yesterday, bats with the bases loaded. 3 for 4 with 2 home runs yesterday in the 9 spot. She got bumped up to 5. And she takes one right down the pipe.
And I get this feeling that although we're only in the 2nd inning, this is a big moment for both teams. Canada to be able to limit Michigan in their runs that they're able to score. And for Michigan, they can really bust this game open.
0-2. Tanguy Malcolmer challenging the Davenport commitment. Headed to play in the GLVC Division II. 0-2. Fouled off. 50th pitch. About 2/3 of that here in the 2nd inning. Three runs across on 3 doubles and a pair of singles. Bases loaded, 0-2. Trotter into center field, and Martell is there to leave him stranded. 2nd time Trotter's gone to dead red center field. Michigan picks up 3. Canada comes into today's matchup 2-0, wins over Southeast and West. The West win, one of the best games of the tournament so far, but they find themselves behind the 8 ball here early.
Yeah, and they started off base hit after base hit, and then Gagliano, a deep ball to center field. That ball is out of here. They can hit home runs too, and look at their celebration. They wave at the ball, say bye ball, expecting one. Today, maybe it gets to say bye ball again.
They got an opportunity here to start off the 2nd inning. Julia Collard has been their best hitter. 6 RBI. Now there's nobody on base, although she could drive herself in. Softball's such a weird momentum game. because Canada in the first inning feels like it's doing great. It's got Addie Taylor on the ropes. It's got a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Lines into a double play. Then gives up 3 runs, and this game feels very different 20 minutes later.
Yeah, softball is a game of momentum, plain and simple. And plays like that, the line into a double play, can flip the script for these teams. And Michigan definitely took advantage last inning.
Collard jumps ahead. First off speed for Addie Taylor.
And a really good hold by Collard in the box.
Two 2-0. What'd you like about Collard seeing her yesterday?
I really like her load and her ability to get to her hitting position. It allows, when you get to that hitting position, when that front foot gets down, you can identify pitches, so that helps her to pick out the best pitch. Just really good pitch selection, and that leads to hitting balls hard.
That ball's hit hard into the gap. Long travel off the fence. And it is the longest single you will ever hit.
And Julio Collard will take that. A great job of letting this pitch travel deeper in the zone, keeping that front shoulder closed. The contact point is inside of that front foot, which is perfect. But Joel, you said it, long single, but that's because outfielder Trotter got to that ball quick and then got the ball in quick. I gotta give some love to my fellow Audis being able to limit extra base hits.
First hit of the day for Canada. Put some pressure on in the first with walks and steals. And again, a first pitch ball from Taylor, who has been elite all summer. Collard, meanwhile, over there at first. She's the veteran of this Canadian team at this tournament. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Canada, this group, played at the Junior League World Series last year, but Collard is the elder stateswoman, so she actually played here at the Senior League World Series, the only starter who played against this Michigan team a year ago. So it's 3-0.
When we talked to Canada's staff about their previous trips to World Series, whether that be junior or players like Collard who have played in the Senior League, they said that this time around, they're all used to the expectations, the feelings, the nerves, and feels like they're more prepared than ever to win this tournament.
Showing bunt up 3-0. Said last inning, small ball is how Canada thrives. Making Taylor work for it. Runner on for the 3-1. Swinging at ball 4. And a little looping liner for out number 1. And you can hear an audible no come from the dugout.
Yeah, sometimes as a batter, when you're seeing the ball well, like Ed Boudwine is, you kind of get a little excited in the box, wanting to be the hero, wanting to get that hit. You just went for a pitch that probably wasn't a hitter's pitch, but a pitcher's pitch.
Sammy Wright at third base, making her first start of the tournament, making her second out on the receiving end of the line-out double play to close the first. And now here's Dendrier. 2 hits, 2 runs yesterday. And a first pitch strike.
I think Canada's done a really good job of being patient against a pitcher like Addie Taylor, who tends to have batters get themselves out. You got to be really selective on what pitch you want to go for.
They had nothing in 2. Taylor headed to play at Wayne State next year, Southeastern Michigan. Her pitching coach will be Lindsey Hibbs. A couple of years ago was the Division II Pitcher of the Year at Adelphi. Really good strikeout pedigree. There's the 0-2. And we'll do it again. There's a different vibe, Riley. It feels like with every batter that Central throws up, they could mash the thing. Canada has this death by 1,000 paper cuts vibe, which is pressure, but it also takes longer. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. And a check to first, not in time.
Yeah, it's almost like they wear you out in the circle. They make you throw a lot of pitches. So Addie Taylor, although hasn't given up a run, the pace of the game feels longer. Like you said, it feels like she's thrown quite a bit more pitches than we've seen in her other appearances. She's really having to work for her strikes.
Did she? Yes, she did. Down on strikes for the first time today. D'Andrea retired.
Addie Taylor knew that the batter went around from the start. Look at her fired up, the double fist pump. And that pitch that rises from kind of that belly button to the chest, that's one of the harder ones to lay off. Because that's borderline when it starts, and where it ends could be called a ball. As a hitter, that zone for me was hard to lay off, because that's a pitch that if it doesn't continue to rise, you can really drive. But just the spin of Addie Taylor is impressive.
Lexi Lonier. I do appreciate the fact that D'Andrea just kind of stood in the box and was like, I didn't go.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion, if you should say. Didn't see if the call was originally made by the home plate umpire. You know what? Sometimes you just stay there until they tell you to get out.
That one's certainly high. Michigan with a big second. Batted around for 3 runs. Still first time through the order here for the Canadians. And again a check to first.
Yeah, Addie Freeman behind the plate. She wants to pick someone off. She is very aggressive. And you love that from catchers because it kind of intimidates a runner to be able to steal a base, makes them stay closer to the base. And that's important because you don't have a big leadoff, your chances of breaking up a double play, your chances of getting an extra base on a hit, it makes it more hard.
Hit hard again, a line drive caught. Sometimes softball is a cruel game. That's the 3rd one of those today. And Collard's leadoff single bears no fruit. If you want to see some girls with game, you can tune in to yet another exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org, littleleaguesoftball.org, for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. It's a 3-0 lead for the Central team from Michigan. Batted around last inning. Here as we go to the 3rd. Talk about starting a Little League, by the way. This Canadian softball program, about 5 years old. It was started to give Montreal natives a place to play softball as DuPont makes that catch in fair territory. And then Stevenson is retired for out number 1. I was surprised. The coaching staff said to us, baseball is really big in Montreal. We said, well, yeah, of course, Expo's great. They said, no, girls baseball. We wanted something softball-wise for them to play. 5,000 girls play baseball around Montreal. About 1,200 play softball.
Yeah, softball just not as popular, but I'm glad it is growing. women's sports overall, the growth of them in the past years. They told us that the exposure that especially this tournament has, people back home can watch these ladies on TV. And watching them on TV, that makes little girls younger than them, that gives them a desire to play at this stage as well.
I was going to say, who doesn't watch this and go, I would like to do that?
Absolutely. This makes me want to go lace up some cleats, grab a glove. I don't know if I could be as prepared as they are. Oh, this is fun.
Little dribbler towards second. Launier, 2 down. And a great bounce back inning. Knock on the nearest piece of wood you can find for Tanguay Malcomer.
That's the thing with pitching against a Potvin offense. You know they're going to get hits. You know they're going to try and score as many runs as possible. It's being able to limit those runs and get the for sure outs. So her defense behind her, having her back, that's what's most important in these games. Not letting them get any extra freebies or any extra at-bats against your pitcher.
Line drive to second. First 1, 2, 3. Launier has herself a frame. And Harper Lowe retired. Tanguay Malcomer right back in the driver's seat, down 3. If you want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League Baseball or softball, you can visit playlittleleague.org. Enter your address and find a Little League community program near you. They've got a great one here in Lower Sussex, Delaware. It's been the host for the last 23 years of the Senior League Softball World Series. Really good one in Grand Blanc, Michigan as well. That right now has 7 college commitments, including Addie Taylor. Pitcher is headed to Wayne State, and we talked about it off the top. Riley, she calls her own game, which as a teenager, you just don't do.
Yeah, that is really difficult to do. You see it very rarely in collegiate softball, but I've been paying attention to her a lot throughout the game. I asked her coaches coming in, how does she call her own game? Does she use a sign card? Does she use secret signals to her catcher? They told me that she uses a sign card. Today I'm not seeing the sign card, and I have been paying attention to little signals that she's giving her catcher, Addie Freeman, behind the plate. I can't quite figure it out. If I figure it out, I'm not going to share her secrets, but just really impressive that she's able to pick out kind of the flaws or the openings in batters' swings and being able to attack them.
Called a changeup there, and that was a changeup. Ball and a strike here to Gagliano, who homered yesterday in the 7th. Now it's 1-2. If you're on the Canadian roster, are you watching those same things to try to figure out what she's throwing?
You know, I might try it while I'm in the dugout. If I don't figure out kind of every pitch, I'm not going to go out in the box and try and add something else to my thought process.
Just missed. And it's one of those where you think you have it right until you're positive it's a changeup and you are wrong.
Exactly. And sometimes when you know what pitch is coming, People might think that's easy, but for someone who's been playing a really long time, it makes you overthink rather than just see ball, hit ball, and hit it hard.
2-2. That's on the ground to third. Nice pick and right on to first. Nice grab by Brennan at the corner as well. And there's one down here in the third.
It was a really good play to cover the 5-6 hole. Look at this, on the run, then sets her feet. It was a rocket to first baseman. Brennan able to hold on to it there at first base. I was watching them in warm-ups before this inning started, and Brennan was receiving some rockets, so she's used to that over there at first base.
One down for Sarah Fatoussi. And a first pitch strike. Favorite celebrity, Emma Watson. A lot of favorite Harry Potters on a lot of these rosters, both the books and the movies. Pumped for the TV show coming out. That's hit hard. In the air and shallow. And Golan in from right field. Came on as a replacement for Trotter at the top of the inning. Quick 2 down. Brings us to the top of the order, so flip over the card for the first time for the Canadians. And it's Kellyanne Ashe, who walked, stole the bag, and then was doubled off third. Canada was in the driver's seat in the first inning. That hard hit line drive right back to the mound, and Taylor able to get out of things with 2 outs in 2 seconds. A little bit high.
Ashe, she started off that inning with a phenomenal at-bat, saw a ton of pitches. And Addie Taylor is, I've said it earlier this game, she's one of those pitchers that her success comes from batters getting themselves out a lot. Yes, she strikes out a lot. She has great movement, but her pitches are so enticing. Batters swing outside of the zone and roll over, hit weaker pop-ups. And so Ashe, on the flip side, her at-bat was so good because she made Taylor come to her.
Interestingly, she's also been behind in the count a ton today. It hasn't hurt her. 2-0. Just catches the corner.
That's surprising for a pitcher when they're behind in the count that it doesn't hurt them, but that speaks to Canada's patience in the box. That's usually what they do. They take a lot of pitches, so that works into Addie Taylor's benefit that she can get herself back into counts.
Goes for that changeup. It's 3-1. She has not had a clean inning yet. Gave up a leadoff walk in the first, leadoff single in the second. Looking for a 1-2-3 with a 3-run lead in the third. Pitch to Ashe. And we got a runner aboard. Couple things that work against you when you have to throw a lot of pitches. Number one, Canada wants to see a lot of pitches, and then when they get runners on base, they're going to dance on you. Number two, you're behind in the count, so you can't really dictate. Number three, it is very hot, so it's just more time out there working.
Yeah, it is really warm. Luckily, we're under a tent. We have some shade. But out there on the field, when we were out talking to the coaches before the game, the sun was beating down on us, so I know Addie Taylor is working overtime there in the circle.
And another first pitch ball to Catherine Martell.
Catherine Martell, she put on her survey, she's family friends with Celine Dion. Her dad, Francois Martel, he said they went to school together. They still have a relationship. I just thought that was one of my favorites on all of the forums.
Fastball's cut through.
I'd be telling everyone if I was family friends with Celine Dion.
Quebec native, Celine Dion. Which I did not know. I'll admit that.
Oh, I'll admit it too. I'm right there with you. You learn something every day.
That's in the dirt. Ashe took a long way off, and a better throw might have gotten her at first. We said Canada likes to dance. 11 steals in the first 2 games.
I haven't tried it. Past few runners that have gone on base. And I think that's because Addie Freeman has thrown the ball down to first, kept them or forced them to stay close to the bag.
Reached for it. Little dinker. That's going to stay fair. 2 on, 2 out. Can Canada break through?
And those are the swings that sometimes you wish you practiced. Just able to get a bat on this ball. A pitch that was probably a ball. Just almost like a swinging bunt. Perfect placement by Martel down the first baseline. Just a good job of staying on it, almost kind of just deadening the ball, not letting it be hit too hard off the bat.
Now the tying run with Dupont, and she pops it up foul. This is where box scores are unjust, right? Martel in the box score has had the same day as Julia Collard, who hit one off the top of the fence, singled. That one off the top of the dirt, singled. Hit another to the fence. We got a 1-run game. That's hit hard. It is foul.
And I love the aggression from Dupont in the circle. We've talked about how they have patience. They take a lot of pitches. But when you have patience, you also can't let a good one go by. And that's what Canada does very well. They're taking borderline pitches, pitchers' pitches, but they're still attacking those hitters' pitches over the heart of the plate.
2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. Tying run here early. Inside, and a throw down to second behind the runner. Addie Freeman is all over you on the base paths.
Yeah, Addie Freeman is forcing runners to stay close to their bag. Even though she hasn't got that out on the pickoff, makes it harder for these runners to get a big lead and score on balls to the outfield.
Got her on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Taylor out of the jam in the third. Michigan still up 3. Addie Taylor into and out of a jam in the last half inning. Still clings to a 3-0 lead. Riley, you talked about it. She calls her own pitches. This last at bat, varsity level stuff.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Just the sequence of pitches that she was able to put together, not only calling them herself, but then able to execute them. It's one thing to call, but it's another thing to be able to spot them while you're having all those thoughts maybe about what you pitched before, what you pitched after. At the end, got the batter to freeze. That means you're really spinning the ball.
Strikes out Laurence Dupont looking for the first looking strikeout of the day. And it is still just a 3-0 game.
Look at that first pitch inside, so sets the batter's eyes up for another Harden in. did a better job being on time, then freezes her on the curveball. Just all the emotions, the reaction. Like we said, calling your own game and executing. That's two tough tasks to do, and she's doing them both at the same time at a very high level.
Sammy Wright to lead things off. Tanguy Malcolmer with a 5-pitch third inning after a 37-pitch second inning when Wright singled against her. Something in the water in the second inning. 9 runs for this Michigan team in the second yesterday. They put 3 up. They hit around in the second today. 2-1. I don't know, Riley, is that one of those things where everybody's paying attention on the bench? You see her in the first inning, you get a feel, second inning, let's come out, guns blazing?
Yeah, the information and the talk in the dugout. I would love to have a mic in the dugout just to hear their conversations, because if you're able to make the adjustments, be more on time from the first inning at bats to the second, that tells me that they're doing a great job of communicating in the dugout. And it's a trend, a constant trend, so you know they're doing something right over there.
Second walk, a couple of hit batters, so 4 free passes.
Brings up the center fielder,
Then we turn over the lineup,
Reagan Allen.
so Reagan Allen bats. This Michigan team, the defending champions from the Senior League World Series a year ago. And we talked about Julia Collard being the lone returner from the Senior League World Series for Canada from last year. Michigan's got like everybody back. So they've all been not just here, but quite literally here and together.
Yeah, they have this swagger to them when they're walking around the complex, when we're talking to their staff, that they have confidence. Obviously for a reason they won it last year, but they're coming back. Their expectation is championship or bust. That's a successful tournament for them.
2-0, flied out toward right center and deep, but plenty playable for DuPont. Sammy Wright back at first.
Great backup by Ashe, the catcher, because first baseman Julia Collard was not paying attention to the throw in from DuPont. So watch as this ball is caught by right fielder DuPont. She sets her feet to come all the way into first. Although there was no play, Collard doesn't even see the ball come in, but Ashe, great backup. It's one of my favorite parts about the game of softball is not just the play, but the next play. When players pay attention to the next play, that just shows how locked in they are.
First pitch ball to Rather. Her favorite team is the Detroit Tigers. I would hope so. They're from Michigan. Although it's tough to be a Tiger fan right now.
Maybe a little easier to be a Detroit Lions fan.
It's true. No more Tarek Skubal. 1-1. Change. 2-1.
Addie Freeman last year wrote "smile" on her arm as a reminder.
Hard hit again to left. Michigan's pulled the heck out of the thing today. And a good pickup by Bedouin in left field after it looked like Sammy Wright was going to try to go corner to corner.
You said it. They have been pulling this ball inside pitch, middle inside pitch, using those hips, getting full barrel on it. They might be a little early. That's why they're pulling it to left. But because they stay on the ball, it keeps dropping in right to left field. If I'm Canada's left fielder, I might pinch in just a bit.
And again pulling it. This time Freeman stop sign at third. And again a backup. It's back-to-back plays where Baudouin has gotten to the ball very quickly.
Another hit to the left side. They've just done a really good job of keeping their shoulder closed. That one even a little bit middle out, but because they are able to keep the shoulder closed a little bit longer, it allows them to stay on it, poke it through the hole.
And Francois Martel will make a change. So Reagan Allen, phenomenal hitter, can also do a little bit of pitching if needed. I stand corrected, Jean Dion. Both number 4s are pitchers on both rosters. But Jean Dion, 15-year-old sophomore.
I'd like to meet Montana Fouts. As a pitcher, she just won a championship with AUSL Talons, and she just won a gold medal with Team USA this week. Very similar stuff to Montana Fouts, has a rise ball, likes to work on the upper part of the zone, but her best pitch, Jean Dion's best pitch is her changeup, her coaches told us. So a little bit different than the horizontal break from
Number 4,
Tanguy Malcolmber, the starting pitcher. And you're going to see more of the vertical, so the rise ball that's offset by a changeup that she can work down in the zone.
That is D-I-O-N-N-E, not to be confused with D-I-O-N. Different Dions. We just talked about Celine Dion's relationship to Catherine Martel.
And manager Francois Martel, her dad, having that relationship, went to school with Celine Dion.
Should organize a meeting between Dion and Dion. Like we can't make Montana Fouts happen, but it's a good second. That's hit hard over the leap of Johnson at shortstop. And just a single.
Another good hit by this Michigan team. A lot to the left side, a lot to the pull side. Look how she doesn't even finish her swing. At contact point through extension, staying on the ball. When you stay on a ball, you find the outfield. Did a good job by Canada to relay it in to save a run from being able to score. And now Canada's infield also playing to save a run. Their middles are playing inside of the baseline. So that tells me they're going for the force out at home, not trying to stand back and maybe potentially turn a double play at 2.
Danielle Golan hitting for the first time. Came in as a defensive replacement for Elena Trotter. Wearing number 6 in this tournament, typically wears 99. Flies that one out towards shallow right. Catch is made. Tag from third holds. But a tag from second didn't. And Canada's now got some rundowns. The throw home. We'll get you the numbers on this however it winds up. There are going to be a lot of them. And we've got an out at third. I'm about to do my best Tim Curry at the end of Clue. So we've got 9, 2, 6, 5. I'm lost. We'll figure it out.
Great job on this pickle by Canada to get out the inning. Not your usual double play, but a really good job of being heads up, finding the extra out, bases loaded, and they're getting out the jam.
1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. It's 4-0, Michigan.
In the top of the 4th inning, Canada got out of a bases-loaded jam, but not in the usual way. The second out of the inning came from right fielder Laurence Dupont, but the throw in to catcher Kellyanne Aucher heads up, catches the runner that was trying to tag from second base, and then we just turn into a full-blown pickle. Canada doing a good job of keeping the ball up in the air so the player that they're throwing to can easily visualize it, puts the tag on. Like I said, not your usual double play, but shut down so much momentum, saved a run, and now let's see if they can get their bats going here in the bottom of the 4th.
I got it for you. 9262. 9261527 for those keeping track at home.
And that wasn't a phone number for those listening at home. That was the numbers of the positions that contributed to that out between home and third base.
And now Collard to lead things off. The leadoff batter's been on for Canada in 2 of the first 3 innings, and then they stranded 2 more in the 3rd. So the threat has been there. Taking a pretty big cut on Addie Taylor as well. Clearly not intimidated. How does Canada break through?
Yeah, sometimes when you're in this position, when you're getting base runners on and you cannot score them, it really feels like pulling teeth to scratch a run across. It's just got to be that one person that goes up there and tells themselves, I'm going to get this run across when there's runners on base at all cost. Sometimes that means you swing bigger when you step up for the big moment. Sometimes it's breaking it down, more of a situational approach, maybe a sacrifice fly. You got to be really intentional with your thought process with runners on base.
Canada also fairly lucky. Change up from Taylor. 4 runs across, 7 left on base. So, I mean, we are a play or 2 away from being in danger of a run rule scenario, and instead, it's a really close game. Collard. She's on it. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. Heart of the order for the Canadians. Flied foul.
For that last pitch, or I should say during that last pitch, I couldn't tell if the coaches or the umpires called an illegal pitch. I heard that being said multiple times. I couldn't see any of the umpires doing anything, but one thing to look out for Addie Taylor there in the circle.
They did, because it's 3-2 now on the scoreboard. And the payoff floated back towards shortstop. Johnson's got to go! And there's one down. Nope, another illegal pitch. So instead it's a walk and a momentum swing to start off the 4th.
And I'm really surprised that the umpires are not going up to Addie Taylor to tell her what she is doing. And it's that front foot. When she starts her windup, the front foot is making the first step. Rather than using that to push off the rubber, she's stepping off the mound with the front foot. So now there's a conversation with the umpire and manager Zach Orr, as well as with Addie Taylor in the circle. But it sounds like maybe Addie Taylor had been warned about that throughout the tournament, and now the umpires are continuously calling it, so now a timeout to talk about it in the circle.
It's at least the 3rd time an illegal pitch has been called. I think it might have been the 4th. How frustrating is that as a pitcher? Because it's your mechanics, right? You do it all the time. You can't make a change on the fly, but you kind of have to.
Yeah, it is really tough because there's definitely been games throughout this summer for Addie Taylor where umpires aren't paying attention to it and they don't call it. And so now another added factor to the mental game for her. To remind you that she's calling her own game, then she's having to execute the pitch, and now another factor, she's trying to make sure she has the correct mechanics on the mound so the pitches that she's executing can be called strikes.
Takia Buckley is the special pinch runner, her first appearance of the tournament. Baudouin hits with runners on for the 2nd time. And she's behind 0-2.
It almost feels like that illegal pitch fired her up to go right at this next batter. It's almost like playing with fire. When you get a runner on, when you get some momentum, pitchers like Addie Taylor bear down.
3 pitches, 3 strikes. 1 down. Canada's like, you know, let her throw the illegal stuff.
After that pitching sequence by Addie Taylor, when she goes up, that's a really tough pitch, especially with the shadows that we have on the field right now. So you can see a great view. Addie Taylor, the pitcher, fully in shade. By the time it's crossing the plate, the sun is out. My college field at the University of Tennessee, we dealt with shadows all the time just based on the architecture of the field. And let me tell you, it is really difficult when you're seeing the ball with different shadows coming in. And then you add in a really good pitcher like Addie Taylor with some spin. Just a bunch of different factors to being able to square up the ball hard.
Worse if you're a lefty right now. So add that into the fact that they don't make anything for you. 2-0, fouled away. Are there strategies to try to see when you're dealing with the shadows, or is it just tough luck?
I would try and get to my hitting position, so get my front foot down sooner so I have more time to identify the ball.
Too high. And the Canadian fans are now yelling illegal. And I don't know if that was another illegal pitch or if that was just a ball. And I think, yeah, it was another illegal pitch because Zach Orr is now going to come out and talk to AJ Menz, the third base umpire.
And it doesn't sound like the Canadian fans or players are very happy about the potential back-to-back or back-to-back at-bats with illegal pitches. Like we talked about, Addie Taylor's probably gone through the summer without very many umpires calling it. It really depends on your umpiring crew, on what they are looking for, what they can see with their bare eye. I mean, I've been there before as a catcher where my pitcher in one game, no illegal pitch is called. In another game, it's constantly called. So just one of those factors that pitchers have to go through, some of the adversity.
How do you fix the things she's doing wrong?
So she probably just has to think a little bit more about pushing off of the rubber rather than stepping off the rubber. With her power and her leg drive.
3-1 is up high. So Tradier walks. And now Lonier, who lined hard to first base back in the second. Canada has nothing to show for a lot of hard contact today. Looking for a little bit more of that as we'll get a pinch runner at first. It'll be Kendra Crompton.
This is starting to feel like an inning. 2 pinch runners. Maybe putting on a little bit more speed on the base paths. Canada's looking at this as an inning where they need to score to stay in this ball game. The bats of Michigan are so potent that you want to be able to scratch some runs across because you know they're probably going to scratch a few more across throughout this game. So Canada doing a lot of substitutions to put themselves in the best position to score.
Canada put the leadoff runner on in the first and the second, did not score either time. Had a runner doubled off of third base in the first. Put 2 on with 2 outs in the third inning and did not score. And now with 2 walks, another 2 on here in the fourth. Down 4-0.
It's not going to be one swing that gets them back in this ball game right now. So, or I should say that ties this ball game. It can get you, one swing can get you back in this ball game, very much so. But for Lonier, it's picking out a good pitch, driving it to the outfield, keeping the momentum on their side. Canada does such a good job of being patient and making Addie Taylor in the circle work for her strikes.
That's the 9th first pitch ball. And a looper hit to second. So Taylor able to recover. And just like that, there's 2 outs. Can Canada break through?
Addie Taylor doing a good job spotting this. Probably a ball off on the outside corner enticing Lonair to go for it, hit off the end of her bat, so an easier line drive for Stevenson, the second baseman.
Now Gagliano. First pitch strike. You said you can't get back into it with one swing. Gagliano is the person that would beg to differ. Blasted a 3-run homer in the 7th inning of Canada's win yesterday.
And she even had a little bat flip after she hit it.
Hard swing, but foul. They're taking really good cuts.
They are. When it's fouled straight back, you know you're on time. So with Addie Taylor calling her own game, pitchers tend to go with an off speed after someone fouls it off. Just like that, just to throw off their timing. But being ahead 2 strikes, Addie Taylor just throws it off speed. Got to keep it down in the zone, make it almost unhittable.
Hard towards shortstop and bobbled. They are loaded for the Canadians.
Pressure on the defense and never fails in the game of softball. Not the hardest hit ball, but because it's not hit hard, creates a little bit of a rush for Johnson, the shortstop. So before she got the ball, she was already kind of thinking about throwing it to first, and that little thought made her bobble it. So now bases loaded for Canada, really feeling this momentum rise for them.
Sarah Fatusi is due up.
Rosalie Paradis running for 16.
The substitution will be on the bases, Rosalie Paradis. I stand corrected, Paradis is going to hit. They announced her as a pinch runner. She is very much holding it back.
What a situation for Paradis to step in the box, bases loaded against an elite pitcher in this tournament.
2 down, bases full, tying run. Just away.
That's a good spot, but an even better take by Paradis on the outside corner. That ball has some good movement going away from right-handed batters, and to be able to lay off of it, that's a tough task.
Walk and a strikeout in the tournament. And a strike, check throw behind the runner. Freeman continues to keep everybody on their toes.
And I love it. I love the aggression behind the plate, how quick she is. It was really a close play there at third base.
Paradis swings through it. And now Taylor, despite the illegal pitch troubles, despite the base runners, despite not giving up a hit here in the 4th inning, is a pitch away from getting out of it. Got a looking strikeout to get out of a jam in the 3rd. The 1-2. Couldn't do it again yet.
Another really good take by Paradis. Taylor doing a good job staying on that outside corner. You gotta wonder if she's gonna try and go in, because Paradis has not seen that yet in this at-bat.
2-2. Got him! Taylor, strikeout number 4. Moxie on the mound. no-run game I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, Michigan's bats have been hot. A lot of hits, a lot of dance moves. Hard hits to the left side, doing a great job of staying on the same plane as the ball. But in the 4th inning, they just continue that. Left fielder Ev Beaudoin has been very busy, but guess who's been busier? Addie Taylor in the circle got out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was a pretty controversial inning, honestly. She had a couple illegal pitches. Bases were loaded, but she hadn't given up a hit, then goes and gets the strikeout.
Dion's first fresh inning in the circle here for Canada. And you can't ask for a tougher order. Ayanna Jackson comes in to hit for Ella Stevenson. She is 7 for 7 in the tournament, coming off the bench today. Co-MVP of the regional. And that is hard hit for a base hit. 8 for 8.
And Ayanna Jackson said, "Coach, put me in the starting lineup." Look how short, compact, straight to the ball her swing is. It looks so effortless because it's sequenced perfectly, meaning her hips lead her hands. A beautiful swing from the left side. I was a right-handed hitter, and this is hard for me to say, but lefties, they really have better swings, better looking swings, but Ayanna Jackson, hers looks good, but also produces well.
Brings up Brennan here at the bottom of the order. RBI double back in that 3-run second inning. I appreciate that her favorite food is ice cream. Bouncer right to the bag and through. First 2 are on against Dion. And 5 runners left on over the last 2 innings for Canada, so it feels like it's even closer at 4-0. But Michigan's leaving people on too, and they just keep putting them on here.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of hitting where the ball is thrown. This one from Brennan, just able to drive it right back up the middle. It was a really down pitch, but good bat speed. Able to kind of roll over on top, but still poke it through the infield.
Looks like Zach Orr is going to put in a runner.
Number 1, Mackenzie Jackson, in for number 15, Caitlin Brennan.
So Mackenzie Jackson takes over at first base. Ayanna Jackson is over at second base. To Jackson 2.
And we saw this on the bases the other day, but it was the younger Jackson in front of Ayanna Jackson. And I want to reference this because...
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that. Yeah, she doesn't like to be the younger Jackson.
Ayanna Jackson was a triple shy of the cycle, and her younger sister held up on third on a ball that she probably could have scored on. So I know the sibling rivalry when they went home. The other night, they were probably talking about that. Ayanna Jackson probably saying, "Go home. Even if you get out, I could have got a cycle."
Mackenzie, grab a seat. I know you may have been out, but I may have had a cycle. Harper Lowe is the hitter. Zach Orr was funny. He said, "Don't call Mackenzie Jackson the younger sister," and she has earned her keep on this roster. She's one of the younger players, only 14 years old at the start of the season. But I kind of like that guts to say, no, I'm here because of me, not because of you.
Absolutely. Her older sister, the way she's swinging it, that has to make you compete. To want to be like her or want to be better than her.
Got her with the change. Boy, Dion pulled the string. First strikeout out of the pen.
John Dion, that was filthy. Not only being able to pull the swing, but the location makes it unhittable. I love the intensity in the circle from her. She came in last inning to now. She's just been fired up, and that fires up your teammates behind you.
Sammy right here at the bottom of the order. A walk and a single in her first start of the tournament. First 2 on, now 1 down. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Dion's got that attack mentality too. She's actually coming back from a torn ACL. Doctors didn't know if she would play at all this year. So she's out here not just in her scholastic season, but in her summer season. And again, a great looking change.
Yeah, sometimes when you get injured, it puts in perspective how badly you want to get back on the field. So I'm sure some of the intensity that you're seeing out of her is that built up intensity that when she was out with that ACL tear.
And the Jacksons will both advance on the skipper. So second and third. And the force is now off with only one down.
It looks like when that ball hit the dirt, it might have got a piece of Ashe, the catcher, because immediately Leon, the pitcher, came up to approach and ask her catcher if she was doing okay. Top of the knee. Sometimes when you go to block as a catcher, that shin guard doesn't fully block your knee. So I've been hit there. That is no fun.
I was going to say, the quad seems like a protective oversight for catchers.
Yeah.
Freeman got hit earlier.
Yeah, well, catcher's got to be tough behind the plate. Sometimes it goes unnoticed how much you get beat up.
Strike called on the outside corner. Wright thought she had a walk. Now 3-2. You were saying you were a pitcher growing up and your parents said, let's pick something else, so you chose catcher. There's got to be some, like, was there a wire loose for a day where you're like, I want to try this thing? That's hit hard. It will hang up in center, though, for Martell. Both Jacksons tag, and Ayana scores to make it 5-0.
I love the situational hitting from the bottom of this Michigan lineup. Sammy Wright thought the pitch before this one was ball 4, immediately locks back in, doesn't even fully swing, just knows less than 2, I can get an RBI if I get the ball to deep center field. That's exactly what she does. Good job by Martell, the center fielder, to get behind it. Still a really good throw into home.
Reagan Allen now, top of the order. 0 for 3. Hangs off the change. What makes you want to play certain positions defensively?
Well, I wanted to do pitching because I wanted to be more involved in the game. And then, like you said, my parents, specifically my mom, got a little bit stressed out with me and all the eyes on me and me being involved in every play. So they said, maybe let's try another one. I tried catcher, so I was still involved in every play, just not as much stress on the parents. So I stuck with catching, but just depends on who you are and also your athletic ability, because let me tell you, I could not throw the ball as hard as, let's just say, a player like Carlin Pickens in the circle.
1-1 is yoked foul. This Michigan team, everybody plays everything. They have 3 people in the lineup today that catch. Sammy Wright catches. Ella Stevenson catches. They're playing third and second today. Obviously, Addie Freeman catches. She's the catcher.
Now, when I was making my chart, I don't know if I've ever done this, but wrote utility on like 75% of their players. And Zach Orr is very proud of how versatile his team is.
1-2 chopped. Over the bag, that scores the younger Jackson. Then Michigan opens up a 6-0 lead. So the first 2 reach. And then it's an RBI knock for Allen.
We've seen this twice now against John Zion, the pitcher, where she spots the ball low in the zone, a good pitch, but because the bat speed of these Michigan batters is so fast, they're able to poke it through the infield. So although they're rolling over on the top of it, kind of beating it into the ground, it works to their favor. Bat speed supersedes a lot of hitting mechanics sometimes.
Rather's been on 3 times. Just inside, and it gets away from Ashi. So on the pass ball, we now have a runner in scoring position. Six runs for Michigan. They have left 7 on. It's maybe the most potent offense in the tournament. Change.
And based on the conversations that we've had with Zach Orr and how internal they keep their conversations and how it's all about team first, I'm sure he's going to have a talk with them about scoring even more runs because of how many they've left on base. They're eager to always do damage.
It's that old Red Sox mantra, do damage. Easy when you're ahead in the count as a batter. And there's now runners at first and second behind all 6 batters here in the 5th inning for Dion.
It's a tough position to be in as a pitcher against any batter, but especially the batters of this Michigan offense. You want to make them uncomfortable, but when they're in the driver's seat, they are a dangerous team.
There's Freeman. The Western Michigan commit smokes that to right. Big wave around third. Then the throw home is not in time. Allen scores. It's 7-0 Michigan.
This is one of the few balls that have been to the right side. Michigan has done a lot of pulling to the left side, but what a beautiful swing this is. Letting it travel deeper into the zone, hitting it kind of behind that front foot. Great contact point for the outside pitch, and then being able to hit it hard. I think because she hit it so hard, it almost made it a little close at home plate when that ball came in. But just like we've been saying this whole week, the exit velocities off of some of these hits, I would love to know. They've got to be in the upper 60s, definitely some in the 70s. And after you get 65 or more and get into that 70 range, that's elite hitting.
Ball and no strikes to Hannah Johnson. 2 balls and no strikes. We've talked about power with this Michigan team all throughout. There's different types of power. 9 of their last 10 hits in this game are singles. We talked all about the home runs over the first 2 days, but these are singles that are smoked. Like power over the fence, sure. But if you approach things the right way, the home runs will just come.
Yeah, that's what Zach Orr said. Their approach is trying to hit the ball on a line, and the home runs come when you kind of miss on the bottom of it, but hitting it as hard as you would if you were on plane. And then the same reason that they're getting these hits when the ball's on the ground is because they're trying to hit the ball on a line, but then they're top half. So either way you go about it, if you miss bottom half of the ball, top half, but you're hitting it hard, that's the goal.
Downstairs. And that loads him up. Second time Michigan has hit around today. Plated 3 runs in the second. They have plated 3 runs here in the 5th. And Danielle Golan is the batter. Came in defensively, flied out to right in the 4th. Golan's one of the younger players on this roster, high school freshman. Big time spot. Hit it on the ground and foul. Zach Orr said the biggest thing for someone like Golan, just take it all in, learn, be in the environment. I mean, this is irreplaceable experience for a high school freshman. Michigan left him loaded in the second. They can almost put this game on ice with an extra base knock by Golan here. On the ground, 2-2. And the throw to first ends the frame. So we will stay at 7-0. Run rule taken off the table 10 after 5. And the bases are left loaded for Michigan for the second time today. Big team meeting after the last inning for the Canadian crew. Only 2 hits, but they've left runners on. Walks, hit batters, couple of errors. Have not been able to capitalize, but it's been there.
Yeah, so they can take away that they have been executing getting on base. It's just that final step of being able to scratch a run across the board. I talked about it earlier. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth to be able to scratch a run across, and as it continues on in the game, if you still haven't been able to do it, you add more pressure to yourself. You've got to get back to the basics, just thinking the little things that it takes rather than make that moment too big.
Sister, sister, we've seen both Jacksons today for Michigan. We saw Aubrey Crespaw run base earlier. We'll now see McKenna Crespaw in the circle.
How about that, getting to play with your sister? What a fun experience that is. I got to do that with my sister when we were really young. In different sports. But when you put up runs, like Michigan has been able to, you're able to maybe get your starter, Addie Taylor, who's done a phenomenal job, a little bit of rest on her arm. And when we talked to Zach Orr before this game, just about his decision to go with Addie Taylor in this game that's potentially for the first spot in their side of the bracket or in their pool. Just ouch.
Ashi has taken some hits behind the plate today as well, so I think just a little bodily frustrated.
Batter is number 2.
Yeah, definitely. When you're getting beat up behind the plate, and then you go up, the first pitch you see gets you in the back. Good job by her to turn her back so she's not getting hit on either elbow. Just selfless always when you get on base.
Leadoff runner has been aboard 4 out of the 5 innings for Canada. 0 runs.
It means they're doing something right. They're having that get on base mentality. Just having that dog mentality of what can we do at all costs to score a run? Are we gonna even try maybe a squeeze, hit and run, deep fly ball?
Do you have to change your offensive mentality a little bit though, now that it's 7-0? Freeman goes down to first, aggressive behind the play, but for the first time, we see Ashi able to capitalize since she's stolen the first.
And I've been waiting for Canada to do this because of how Addie Freeman is so aggressive behind the plate. Kind of bait her on a pickoff to be able to make them play catch. That's pressure on the defense, making another team throw the ball and catch the ball again.
That's foul. All right, so I guess this answers that question a little bit. I was going to say, do you have to abandon the small ball a little bit now that it's 7-0 versus 3 or 4-0? And kind of play for more stringing hits together, or can you just be you?
Yeah, with a 7-run deficit, you gotta kind of give away or say goodbye to that small ball because you're counting down kind of your last outs to be able to score runs, and if you're giving outs to move base runners, that's not necessarily successful when you're down by this many runs. So you gotta find a way to scratch a few across each inning to be able to tie this game, but on the opposite side, defense, you really have to limit the runs being able to score against you.
Martell is 1 for 2. Reaching to put it on the ground to shortstop, has a chance. Really good job to stay with it by Johnson at short.
Yeah, Johnson has an arm. A slow roller. Look at her charge, but it's right here how she's able to just launch it over to first base. If she doesn't throw that ball that hard, then Martell, with her speed, she is going to be safe.
There is not a better shortstop in the state of Michigan. First team All-State, Hannah Johnson a year ago. She'll play at Saginaw Valley State collegiately. Crespaw, curveball change, rise. Freeman really did a good job to try to frame that.
She's worked behind the plate very well. I know we kind of saw that pickoff where Ashe was able to take advantage, but she's done a really good job keeping the ball in front, helping her pitcher out.
DuPont to third. And another great play on the infield by Wright. Talk about the utility nature of everything. It does get the run home. That's someone who plays all over the diamond, catches. Makes a great pick at third.
Yeah, that's a really good job throwing the ball on the run, understanding the situation. No thought at all about the runner going home. She didn't have a chance at that play, but to get an out, when you asked me about, do you play a little small ball, maybe give up an out to move a runner? Now, for Michigan, their goal has to be outs, outs, outs. So what if Canada scores a few runs? You're ahead by enough that you are counting down the outs in the opposite way. So doing anything you can, even if it's a little bit of a slow roller on the run throw.
Collard has not made an out today. It's also my brother's favorite Disney movie.
Oh, I love Tangled. Talked about it yesterday, an underrated Disney princess movie.
That's hit hard on a line. There is no justice in softball. And the inning comes to a close. Canada has hit the ball on the screws a few times. They do get one.
For Central, number 5, Ayanna Jackson.
Michigan hit around in the fifth inning, really opened things up. At that point, 7-0, now 7-1. And Ayanna Jackson will lead things off again here in the sixth. She is 8 for 8 in the tournament.
8 for 8. She's seeing the ball. Probably even bigger than a beach ball at this point. And those were the days that you play for, is when it just comes easy, just no thoughts in the box. Just see ball, hit ball. But she didn't start tonight, which is very fascinating that the hottest hitter didn't start, but that tells you how potent this Michigan offense is. Zach Orr mentioned to us the first day we got to talk to him, and even earlier today, that the team understands that he's going to flip the lineup around. Anyone can play or anyone can bat anywhere. He said that the 8th batter on another team can probably be a 3-batter, 3-hole batter.
Squares to bunt. Did she go? It's 3-1. She did not.
We saw that the first game that we covered for Michigan, that she hit a hard ball, then the next time she identified the corners were back and showed bunt.
That's hit hard, wrong direction.
She knew it. Look at that smile.
Where is Jackson going to college, by the way? She will tell you on her gear. Headed to Wayne State next year. One of 3 players on this roster headed to Wayne State. One of 7 headed to play college right now. And that's a leadoff walk on a full count for Jackson.
And I just love that at bat, because when you're 8 for 8, you're seeing the ball as well as her. You definitely want to go up and you want to continue to hit the ball well, but the patience that it takes when you're 8 for 8 to be able to take your walk when it's given. A Wayne State commit, just a lot of maturity within her game.
Now Brennan, grounded foul. It's also kind of cool that this team has so many players, not just playing collegiate softball, but choosing to do it together. 3 of them heading to the same place, and then 2 more going to Saginaw Valley State. There's some real camaraderie. Flied on the infield. And an easy catch for Lonier. 1 down.
Going back to the camaraderie, in our meetings, we asked the coaches, or someone asked the coaches, do they like each other that much? Kind of joking. And Zach Orr, straight face. Yeah, they've been playing with each other since they were little girls, grown up through Little League together. Won this tournament last year, and then a lot of them choosing to continue to stay together as they get to the collegiate level.
Let's talk about the collegiate level, because Harper Lowe right there is 13 years old. She is 5'11". Her grip strength is 113 pounds. That is stronger than a lot of grown men. She wants to play at Tennessee. I think you know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, right there with her. When I was her age, I was dreaming about playing at Tennessee too. I wasn't as tall as 5'11", so she might have a better shot during recruiting with how competitive it is nowadays. Just a pure athlete, Zach Orr told us. Just all muscle, able to hit the ball a long ways.
RBI single back in the second for Lowe. Good eye as well. Dion's throwing that changeup a lot, just hasn't been able to locate it.
Yeah, when she had her changeup tumbling towards the bottom part of the zone, she was able to get a strikeout that way, able to really affect the batter's timing. When the changeup at different speeds is higher, it's easier for a batter to be able to identify it. When you're tumbling it down, it looks good until it's not.
I mean, look at this eye.
I don't know how she took that, because that painted the corner. A really good pitch by John Dion in the circle. I think she should stay there, even if it's not called on that pitch.
Changeup, tattooed, and that's off the wall. Jackson had to hold. It's a long, hard single for Harper Lowe. You want to go call coach? I got this 13-year-old I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm going to call Coach Karen Weekly, because look at this swing. Just pure power, a little bit higher, and that's gone. Ayanna Jackson had to hold up, and because it hit off the wall so hard, it was able to get into the glove of Martell very quickly, so she was able to get it in.
And that's blooped. Just behind second, Jackson again had to hold. And Lowe did a really good job to get to second, all things considered. Bases loaded.
Yeah, that was kind of a funky ball off the bat. A floating line drive, so the runners are freezing. A good pitch, though, by John Dion to jam up the batter. But like you mentioned, Lowe, the base running, the hustle, a pure hustle play, able to slide in there, be safe. Now, bases loaded for Michigan.
This is Kate Mitchell, came in defensively. Her first time at the plate today. 17-year-old, one of the Wayne State commits. Change up for a strike. .5'7" at age 17. She's looking at Harper Lowe and is like, what are you eating? How do I get to 5'11"? That's hit hard and foul.
I always thought, if you think it, if you believe it, you can grow. My parents told me growing up, manifest that you're going to be tall and you'll be tall. So I'm sure that's exactly what Harper Lowe did to get to 5'11" at her age.
Just for context, at 13, you can be playing Little League, Junior League then, and now Senior League. She is 2 levels ahead of where she could be. And that's through Ashi. Run coming home, throw in time! Great persistence by Canada. 2 down.
It looks like Zach Orr is going to have a conversation. I think this play is worth challenging because of how bang-bang it was at home.
Mark Sauer is our crew chief. That's who Zach Orr had to go speak to, and this will be a challenge.
And that was right in front of us here in the booth. And to me, it looked like Ayanna Jackson got her foot in. That was to my bare eye. So when we get a chance to look at the replay, we'll see if we can confirm.
The ball beats her. I don't know if the tag does.
Yeah, the ball definitely beats her. Looking at that front toe on her right foot to see if it sneaks in before pitcher John Dion is able to put the tag on. Looks like right about.
Ooh. She's
Did her
out.
toe make it? That's the question. Looks like the metal cleats kind of slowed that front toe down. And I don't know if she ever got to the corner of the bag.
Now she kicks some dirt over the plate as she slides, so it's tough to look, but you could see brown between her cleat, neon blue, and the plate, white, right here.
Looks like the tag's applied right
Yep.
there, and her toe is not on that corner of the bag. That's a great job by her home plate umpire to see that with their bare eye, because from up here in the booth, I thought that the toe snuck in.
Now let's also take a second to stand Kellyanne Ashi, because you've talked throughout this game about how well she has backed up plays. She goes after a pitch that gets away there and gets an out because of it.
Yeah, pure hustle behind the plate. And as a catcher, a former catcher myself, hustle is one of the #1 factors. You have 8 players that are watching you in between plays, but if you have that constant hustle when that play comes to your hands, you're able to make plays like that. Gotta show her some love for being quick behind the plate. And I think with this call, with the original call being out, there has to be undeniable evidence for it to overturn. So from those views, I don't think this call will be overturned. So that means that manager Zach Orr will lose a challenge. You get 2 challenges every game, and if you're successful, you keep them. If you're not, you lose it. But I think it was worth challenging because that was really, really close.
And in the 6th inning, he's like, well, all right, I got 1 left for the 7th.
Exactly. And this is a momentum swinging play as well. With bases loaded, if you're able to keep this going, you maybe scratch across a few more, can put this into run rule territory. So it's a different scenario going into the bottom of the 6th for your team.
Run rule is 10 after 5. So obviously, get the run here, you're up 8-1, and then a knock, you could really put the pressure on Canada heading into the bottom of the inning. The winner of this moves to 3-0 in pool play. The loser drops to 2-1. Basically, if you win this game, you win the pool. Now, both teams still have to play the Czech team, who's 0-1. They have only played 1 game coming in, so that could still mix things up. Hi, Canadians. But if you win this, you win the pool. That is big, but more than anything, it's getting through pool play and then really turning off the dial when you get to the eliminations.
Yeah, when you look at it, Canada 2-0, Central 2-0. We talked about it in our open. This feels kind of like a playoff game because, like you mentioned, whoever wins this game is set up perfectly to be able to win their pool. And the top 8 teams, they go into that single elimination tournament. And when we talked to both managers, they kind of had a little bit different strategy. Zach Orr was quick to say he was going right after this Canadian team. He wants that win, and Canada was kind of talking about how they know this is a long tournament. They know playing the defending champs, they might potentially see them again in single elimination. So with that being said, not laying down and thinking that they might lose, but playing it to be able to last through a long week.
This is what we are reviewing at the moment. Call on the field, out. And more than anything, I don't think there's anything in that picture right there that can tell you otherwise definitively.
Yeah, it has to be that undeniable evidence. But because of how close it is, that's how you know why this review is taking a little bit of time for the umpires to get it right. And look at that Jackson, Ayanna Jackson, the base runner. She thought safe, the emotion from pitcher John Dion. This is why you play. Close plays like that make it so much fun.
It's a good emphatic out call. by our home plate umpire, Ryan Yamagata, though.
And you have to think that if this call is upheld in Canada's favor with an out, that they can use this momentum, help themselves get out of this inning, as well as fire up those bats. They finally were able to scratch one across, and sometimes it's just about hitting one run in, having those floodgates open almost, and now you have that confidence that you can score. And what more confidence than a close play like this going your way?
The call is out. So 2 down, second and third are the runners, 7-1 is the score. And Kate Mitchell is the batter. Her favorite celebrity is Bruno Mars. Her favorite musician is Tate McRae. I do not know how she differentiated who became what and why. Up high.
I loved how she put in her survey that her best friend's mom has cancer right now, and so it's inspired her to live life to the fullest. And this right here is living life to the fullest, playing for a championship. And I bet that allows her to play with even more joy, knowing her best friend's mom is battling at home.
Popped up, center field. And the catch is made. Canada gets out of the jam. We've said that a lot today. Now can they push runs across? Michigan leads it 7-1 with 12 runners left on base and another thrown out at the plate in the last half inning. So the Michigan offense cooking, but still Canada has an opportunity, and Canada has had threats in every single inning, Riley. Can they break through the door with 2 more chances?
Yeah, when you're getting runners on base, you're doing something right. It's a matter of having that clutch hit when you need it. Winning championships is about good pitching, good defense, and clutch hitting. So not just hits here and there, but when it matters.
First pitch swing, Johnson, best shortstop in Michigan. 1 down. First team All-State performer on the left side.
She has such an arm there that on these kind of slow rollers that are really tough plays, they work in her favor. She's just able to sling it over there.
Dendrier, 0 for 1 with a walk. 4 walks, 2 hit batters that Canada has not been able to capitalize on. Canada's last hit was a single in the 3rd, and yet it's left the bases loaded since then. dangerous eye. It's 1 and 2.
I really like the way that McKenna Kresball is changing speeds. She's going change up down in the zone, then rise ball hard and up, just using those vertical zones to be able to affect the timing of batters.
Right back to Kresball. 2 down. Really making good work of her first action of the tournament.
Now when you see all your teammates hitting home runs, you see Addie Taylor, a starting pitcher, ton of strikeouts. You want a little bit of, you want a piece of the game as well, and she's doing a good job of seizing her opportunity.
Hit the first batter, has retired 5 since. And Lonier fouls it away.
I think that hit by pitch first batter was just a little bit of those nerves. Like you said, first appearance, so it's built up her desire to be on the field, so when she finally got that shot, it's working through a little bit of those nerves, but now it definitely looks like she's settled in.
She reached off speed. Lonier now behind in the count, 0-2.
That's what she's been doing best. Kresball in the circle has been getting ahead this inning. She's gone ahead in multiple ways. With her changeup, she was able to get some swings on, and then that one as well.
We're gonna get a new ball.
I think because of the way that Lexi Lonier fouled that pitch off, kind of nicked it. Sometimes you get it off the end of your bat and you kind of chip some of the paint off of the ball, so umpire's just making sure everything's smooth.
0-2 to Lonier. Again off speed, just through the hole.
That's a good adjustment by Lonier. On the down and in, a little bit off speed. So keeping her hands back just a hair longer, and that's the difference between fouling this off or hitting it directly to the third baseman and poking it through the 5-6 hole. Is once you're in that hitting position, to be able to hit an off-speed pitch, you have to trust your eyes and keep those hands back.
It's the first hit for the Canadians in 14 batters. The last was Martel in the third. Gagliano is 0 for 1, but did homer yesterday. I don't know what Kresball is doing, but they cannot see the off-speed stuff.
Yeah, she's tunneling it really well. We're kind of behind home plate, so get a similar view than the batter does, and it all looks the same coming out until it's not. And I think that's what's most effective by off-speed throwing pitchers, is when they're able to make all their pitches look the same. Batters can usually adjust when they can identify a pitch.
Ground ball, Jackson scoops. That's like a weird hop on her. Inning over. That is 5 ground ball outs for Kresball and 2 fairly clean innings.
7-1.
It's a 7-1 lead for Michigan as we head to the 7th inning. Those are the shoes of head coach Zach Orr. And Riley, you talked last inning about how Kate Mitchell is inspired by one of her friend's mothers going through cancer. That is popped out toward left center and dropping. First pitch for a hit for Allie Rather. That's a leadoff double.
And look at the positioning of left fielder Ev Beaudoin right behind shortstop. So this was almost uncatchable based on where the defense was starting.
Batter is number 10, Addie Freeman.
Alexia Gaglione was the shortstop, and she was the closest one to the ball.
You mentioned earlier how tight in left field has been playing for the Canadians. First pitch fouled away by Addie Freeman. Zach Orr's grandfather, Todd, is actually memorialized on the outside of his right shoe. He writes the name in Sharpie on the white foam at the bottom of the shoe. He actually lost his grandfather right around the regional tournament this year. His grandfather, one of the original Little Leaguers in Grand Blanc, Michigan, back in the mid-1900s. So playing with a heavy heart or coaching with a heavy heart, but remembrance of his family that helped start what has blossomed into this Little League program in Michigan that has dominated so long and now has turned into something for Zach Orr as the family has trickled down.
And how special is that to play for something bigger than yourself? A lot of these girls in their surveys talked about that. You mentioned that earlier, but Zach Orr, the coach, kind of leading that as well.
Freeman deep. That ball's carrying towards center, and the ballpark holds it at about 199. Rather tags and goes to third.
That was a really good swing
Shortstop,
by
number 14,
Addie Freeman. Just a
Hannah
little
Johnson.
bit on the bottom half. And because it's bottom half, not able to carry out the park. Good job by Martell, the center fielder, kind of using her body to feel the fence. And Rather able to tag, perfect timing. But the reason she's on second base, wasn't able to touch on this, when she hit that soft pop-up to left field out of the box, she saw that it was down. She was taking 2 bases. That's the hustle that makes a difference. It's not something that you can see in a scorebook. It just is marked down as a double, but other players might not hustle at the box the same way as her and get to second base. So now she's at third base, less than 2, able to score on a hit that's not in the gaps.
Good block by Ashi. And honestly, there's nobody on base. She's the first batter of the inning. So even if you're out, you just run. Like, you never know where you're going to wind up.
Absolutely.
What else are you going to do? 2-1. Is that one of those things you look for as a talent evaluator? That hustle, that extra burst. Chopper. Long bounce. And thrown away. Nice split, though. Trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah, we saw Julia Collard on a controversial play kind of do the splits and stretch it out. Once again, good bat speed by this
Batter is
Michigan
number
team,
1,
allowing them
Mackenzie Jackson.
hit the ball hard. But this is what we're talking about. Collard's split, she kind of slipped in the grass. Grass might be a little wet. There was some rain earlier, but just athleticism from a first baseman.
Bunt by Mackenzie Jackson, beautifully placed. If you got it, use it. Speed is a weapon.
And look at this from the left side. Shows it pretty early, but just the speed, the placement of this ball is what matters, because she's able to kind of deaden the ball using the bat, not pushing it towards the pitcher's mound, but letting the ball do the work for her. Third base Fatusi was back. So she saw that opening. We know we're not supposed to call her the younger Jackson, but just the maturity and the looks that she's able to get from the left side and put it where the defense is not. She's not playing like the younger sister.
I mean, it is a mathematical fact. And the older Jackson just took one in the back. Jackson is now 8 for 8 with a walk and a hit by pitch in this tournament.
A good job by her to turn her back so it gets a little bit more of the meat rather than the bone of the elbow or something.
I mean, she did put a towel right there as a target.
So it probably helped a little bit with the pain. It only hurts for a second, and at the end of the day, it's a base runner for your team. So selfless at bats. Last time she walked, you get the feeling that Canada is not going to let Ayanna Jackson continue to hit the ball as hard as she has been. Maybe pitching around her last time they walked her, that one trying to get on the inside corner, but kind of slipped out the hand of Dion and hit her.
Brennan now. Check throw. Threw it away. Around the runner, so it was a tough job for Fatusi over at third. And how about McKenna Jackson forcing the issue to score from second on that? It's 10-1 Michigan.
And that's the hustle that I'm talking about from this Michigan team. Catcher Ashe was throwing, because she had to dodge the runner, she kind of came across her body. And then once again, talking about where the left fielder is playing makes that play tough.
Little duck snort that turns into an out. Good job by Gagliano. That just goes back to what you're talking about as far as just running hard, right? Jackson runs until somebody's going to stop her.
Exactly. Now Jackson able to score on this chopper.
Batters number 21,
Good job by
Harper Lowe.
Gagliana to be able to get the out at first, but going back to that previous play where ball gets away from the third baseman, left fielder, she's still shaded deep in behind the shortstop, so a long way for her to run that anything down the line. You've seen a lot of hits by Michigan closer towards that left field line. I'm still kind of wondering why she's shaded over more towards center field with as many balls that have dropped closer to the line.
That's to the backstop. Yeah, why do you think that is? Especially because left field, right-handed batter, natural pull. Why would you be shaded so much on a regular basis for people to go more the opposite way?
I think it's the depth that she's playing at.
Oh, low! That ball is high and gone! Harper Lowe is 13.
That's a home run. Number 21.
What?
That ball was demolished, and my jaw is still dropped. Look at the swing, but look at the bat flip after the swing. She knew it immediately. It sounded different from up here. That was one of those swings that it just looked like she stepped into the box and said, I'm going to try and hit this as far as I possibly can. You mentioned she's 13. She's not at all playing like it, not at all swinging like it.
Jammed in a pop-up. And Sammy Wright is out to end the inning. But Harper Lowe, she wants to go to Tennessee. That thing went to Rocky Top. That is future SEC Player of the Year, Harper Lowe. Epic home run, more epic bat flip.
I just love a good bat flip. She knew it right off the bat.
Hit the crust off the ball.
Just the energy and excitement from her. The bat flip was almost like, yeah, I do this. Not a excitement, let me chuck it as high as I can in the air because no way I just hit the ball that hard. It was like, I hit this ball this far pretty often. Now you guys get to watch it on TV. But we can't stop talking about it. She is only 13 years old. Not at all swinging or playing like it. Just extreme power in the box.
Kept the bat flip fair too, by the way. Everything's between the lines.
It's just gotta feel good. She's laughing in the dugout.
Fitoussi is batting after being replaced by Paradis earlier and behind in the count. I also love that Michigan has rally visors at all times. They started the game with their hats inside out or upside down. They just assume they're gonna hit forever.
And that's just kind of how it's felt like for Michigan, that every single inning they're going to get people on, they're going to hit the ball, they're going to score runs. So maybe the bad luck charm is when they take it off. That's probably their usual. They have to wear their visors in the rally cap version.
Hard hit through the right side. That's a base hit for Fitoussi. That's the fourth hit by Canada, all of them singles. I'm sure Zach Orr is looking at his team and saying, ladies, this is great, but had we done this 4 innings ago, we could have ended the game.
Just another inside-out swing by Fitoussi. We saw this game 1 from her. She does a really good job keeping her hands inside the ball. So when I say inside-out, I mean your hands are inside so your swing can go outside the opposite way of where it was pitched, because that was an inside pitch to Fitoussi.
First pitch strike to Ashi. With Fitoussi aboard, really impressed by the job that McKenna Cresbaugh has done out of the bullpen. It is just a glut of riches for this Michigan squad. Not only the best offensive team in the field so far, but feel really good about their pitching staff. Cresbaugh comes in. She's allowed only singles, hit the first batter she faced. That runner scored, but otherwise has been locked down. Almost all of the outs she's recorded have been on the ground.
Yeah, she's been really efficient in the circle. Earlier on, and when she came into this game, a hit by pitch to start, but ever since that first inning that she's been in, she has been locked down, keeping the ball low. You mentioned a lot of ground ball outs, and that's because of pitches like that. She's keeping them low to the ground. And that's how you stop a team from being able to hit the long ball, hit the ball into the gaps, is force them to make that adjustment, keeping the ball off the ground.
Just outside. There's nothing wrong with being a fly ball pitcher. Like, the outs count the same, but I think if you're scouting somebody and they're striking people out and keeping it on the infield, probably getting some check marks. Payoff. And that'll be a strikeout. First for Cresbaugh.
And Ashe did not agree with that one. That was borderline on the top part of the zone. A great spot by Cresbaugh, kind of right at the belt, maybe a little bit higher. I just like her kind of vibe in the circle. Very calm, cool, collected. You saw Addie Taylor, the starter and the ace for Michigan. A lot of intensity. So you're changing things up, not only with the pitches that they are throwing, but also kind of just the intensity in the circle.
Pinch hitter is Bella DePico, whose father, Nicholas, runs the Royal On-Field softball program, which is the league that produced this squad. He not only runs it, he founded it. We talked earlier about how girls baseball is a really big deal in Quebec. It was the DePicos that said, we want softball to be an option. And they now have about 80 girls playing 10 and under to 18 and under. And Brennan made a nice effort.
Yeah, girls baseball is more popular than softball is, so you have to have families like that step up and kind of lead. Just a good effort there by first baseman Brennan.
Down looking goes to Pico. Back-to-back strikeouts for Crespall.
Back-to-back strikeouts looking. That means she's moving the ball really well. Previous strikeout was on the left side of the plate. This one going away from a right-handed batter on the right side of the plate. Spinning it there, not just throwing it, but spinning it to that location. Got good wiggle. When you get a lot of strikeouts looking, means you got good spin on it because it's making players second guess themselves.
And now Laurence Dupont is the last hope for Canada. Actually, I think Ryan Yamagata, the home plate umpire, was the one that took a piece of that ball because he went out to the mound meeting and said, "I'm good." So they said, all right. Slap towards shortstop. Johnson bobbles, collects, and got the out. They don't name you first team all-state shortstop because you can't play the position. Johnson rock solid. Michigan wins 12-1.
And Michigan, this win, it felt a little bit different. They really won it on a lot of their hustle plays. It actually looks like they're going to challenge this play. But it really came down to Fatusi not sliding at second base. And then the hustle, the next play thought by Hannah Johnson, the shortstop. Yeah, the bobble happened, but not letting that just end the play for her. Thinking about what she can do next.
You can't take them with you, so Canada's going to challenge. But if they win the challenge, they will be down 11 with 1 out to play. Never say die.
Yeah, Fatusi slid on that. She would have been safe. Because right about there, she would have already been kind of approaching the bag, and then because she doesn't, Michigan able to get that out.
Should she have slid?
Absolutely, absolutely. And whenever you're going into second base, trying to break up being the lead runner, you always want to slide. You need to slide on close plays no matter what in the game of softball. It's a game of inches. Any time that you can put yourself ahead just 1 inch, that will be beneficial to you. But always going into second base, when the middle infielders have a chance, you want to slide feet first, breaking it up. But I have to go back to Hannah Johnson, the shortstop. Bobbled that ball. Easily could have just, no play, I bobbled it, it's over. No, she did not stop playing. She thought about immediately the next play. And that's kind of been the difference of this game for Michigan. Something that I've seen, yeah, they can score a lot of runs, but the production today came from a lot of those hustle plays. Taking extra bases on those tweener balls, moving up. And it looks like they confirmed the call. An out.
A confirmed out and a confirmed victory for the Michiganders. 38 runs on 43 hits in the tournament. That is in 3 games.
Yeah, definitely looking like the returners, the returning champions, just absolutely dominating all over the ball. Excited to continue to watch them play.
We got so much more to come tonight and this weekend. Texas from the Southwest, Philippines from Asia and Pacific coming up. But for Riley West and the rest of our crew, my name is Joel Godet saying so long from Delaware.